Who's starting?
Thought it was you.
Welcome to 406 Broncos.
Camera's over there. We switched it up a little bit.
So we're over here.
See, we're a little off. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks since we put anything out here. So
Yes.
no, we're at the slow point in broadcasting aspects. So we've been lacklusterly making videos, which realistically, this is actually going to be one of our last
long one.
Yeah, well, that's one for sure. We're going to take a little break after the Super Bowl until right around free agency time picks up. Then we'll probably do a couple videos. We won't be as steady until the regular season again, but we'll do some draft videos. We'll do some what?
I catch you looking at the screen.
I wasn't looking. I was looking at you.
No. I was watching your eyes go to the screen.
I told you not to put it over there. Anyway, we'll be doing some draft videos and some free agency videos, but we're gonna do a new format. Hopefully, we're gonna get some editing in there. Maybe get like an intro going. But also, we want to get we're gonna do some shorter videos. So instead of doing big long videos like this, episodic style with the as a podcast style, we're gonna do shorter videos with just our opinion on specific.
Well, we got to talking, and I agree. It's kind of hard to watch something like this for 30 minutes. I can't even watch something on NFL.com or something like that for 30 minutes. So, think if we shorten up the videos, kind of the interest point of what we're talking about, or any of the highlights of or anything going on that week, we'll talk more just about that in shorter videos.
Yep.
So it's not in one big span.
And that way we can break them up and maybe deliver them throughout the week.
Yeah.
We'll probably end up filming them all in one day, but we'll break them up and do one on, post one on Wednesday, post one on Thursday, one on Saturday before the weeks and stuff. As far as as much information as we can post out there.
Wow.
But for today, for our last big episodic style video, we got a few things to talk about that we have to catch up on as far as things we've missed out to talk about these last few weeks. First off, coaching staff is pretty much filled out completely, which is good, and I'm pretty happy with the way it's shaken out. I like some of the picks that Fangio has made for us. So let's go through a little bit. Let's go ahead and have we really talked? Did we talk about Vic?
We talked about him, yeah.
Okay, so we don't really need to talk about Vic as much.
We talked about him. The last time we talked about him, we thought Kubiak was going to be the OC. And
that's true.
That didn't pan out.
But
that makes me sad, but I was still alright with having Vic.
And I like the idea of that Vic, didn't just go with Kubiak because it was kind of like the hot pick for them to take. I like that he went with his own guy that he thought would be a better choice for him. And that is
quarterback's coach from 49ers.
Yeah, Rich
Scangarello.
Yeah.
We've got the mob squad in town, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's the Denver Mafia going on.
Mile High Mafia.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Mile High Mafia. That's awesome.
But yeah, so he's the QB's coach in San Francisco. I'm assuming Fangio worked with him when he was there. We know this guy's gotten a chance to work with Kyle Shanahan, which is big time. My biggest concern about him is his play calling ability. We don't really know as far as that goes. I think we're gonna have to just wait and see if the proof's in the pudding as far as that goes. But he seems confident about him, so we'll see what happens there. Some other big names on the offensive side, Mike Munchak as the O-line coach, big time. I love the pick.
I like that too. I really like that.
It's one of our biggest issues is the O-line. He was one of the coaching candidates for us, and now he's our O-line coach. He's just switching over from Pittsburgh to us to do the same job essentially, but to a position that we really need help with. Another thing, though, is Chris Cooper at offensive line assistant. Cooper used to be O-line for, I believe he was a center for Denver for a long time. Great O-lineman for Denver. And Munchak says he really likes working with him. I know Zach Aziani is he's coming back as the wide receivers coach. We had him last year. I think the rest of them are different, though. which we don't need to go too depth in that. But
I know McCartney just got hired.
Yeah, as the QB's coach.
Yeah, so.
Let's go defensive side.
Where's Joe Woods?
Oh, no. How will our defense ever manage? Now, Ed Donatel, he's coming from... We got him also from Chicago. So he's worked directly with Fangio. I believe he was the D-line coach there, or the linebackers coach. But now he'll be the technical defensive coordinator, which is great because he already knows what Fangio's looking for as far as defense.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. So I like that.
Yeah.
And then
and it's funny to me is because like I've seen the hires going on, but I mean I know like pretty much the top 3, but like pretty much after McCartney, but like everybody else you're gonna mention here is like next 6 people. Dude, I have no idea who they are.
Right. Well, Bill Kohler, the defensive line coach, he was with us last year.
Yeah, we talked about that one. He was with us last year. I did see Brandon Staley getting hired on, not too long ago.
For the outside linebacker.
Outside linebackers.
Ronaldo Hill sounds familiar. I think he was a player, but I'm not certain. I'm not gonna act like I know, but yeah, we're gonna have to learn more about these guys. I know I like that Ed is the D coordinator because he already knows the system that Fangio wants to run, so it's not going to take a learning process there. He already knows, so I do like that. And obviously coming from a good defense position anyway. Special teams coordinator is Tom McMahon. He's the only main coach that's staying on for our coaching staff. He was with us last year.
Is he the one who replaced
Olivia?
Olivia.
Yep.
Good. He is a good special teams coordinator.
Yep, and that's why they kept him on. He's got a good mindset. I heard what he was talking about in his press conference, and I liked what he said.
You know what's horrible about that, though? Is the only thing Vance Joseph must have gotten right in his coordinators, besides the first one, and they had to get a new guy. That's the only guy coming out of the Vance Joseph era.
Think about it. Mike McCoy got fired during his coaching time. Olivio got fired during his coaching time.
Joe Wood somehow stayed.
Yeah, Joe Wood stayed, but fired. Vance obviously fired. Munchak fired. Or, I mean, not Munchak. Musgrave fired. So it's like, what does that tell you? None of those guys were worth keeping. I mean, we had a few, assistant coaches that were worth keeping, I guess, but nothing.
Assistant coaches, they're not on the line.
I really hope they bring back DeMarcus Ware though, to be an assistant D-line coach or assistant edge rusher coach.
Was he only a 1-year deal or what?
Yeah, it was kind of just a test the waters type of thing, but I would like to see them bring him back.
I love that. I love seeing old players played with us come back and coach.
Yes, me too.
Just whatever. Or you could be a franchise quarterback, come back, be the GM.
So yeah, that's the coaching staff. Let's see what else happened this last couple. Pro Bowl happened.
You gotta think. Hold on here.
Okay.
You gotta think. I'm just thinking about that. Man, Elway has such a heart and soul now for Denver. Think of other teams and their old franchise quarterback coming in and just pretty much running the business.
Mm-hmm.
Like being the GM. Can you think of another franchise quarterback doing
that? That could do that?
No, that has done it.
Oh. Not off the top of my head. I don't know if it has happened. But that's hard for me to say.
Like, there's always a heart and soul with them, but I don't think I've seen really anyone come in and, seriously...
And especially to the franchise that they played for.
Yeah.
I mean, we've heard about Peyton potentially owning a team and doing something of that sort, but it's more likely wouldn't be Indianapolis. So even if he did that, it wouldn't be his franchise he played for.
Right.
And we see, other players that have done it, like Ozzie Newsome and now John Lynch, but those aren't their respected teams that they played for.
Correct.
So you're right. That is kind of the only the only scenario that's been presented in.
Well, as far as we know,
Right.
like I can't think of one on the top of my head, but that's really I really love that and the fact that like people keep giving him crap, but people always forget the past. Dude, that guy brought us to a Super Bowl. That guy went out and
2.
Yeah, well,
Actually,
yeah,
he brought us to 5.
well, yeah. If you want to be technical, he brought us to all the Super Bowls besides one.
Well, and the ones that Manning. Well, okay, yeah, no. As a GM, he brought us. Yeah, you're right.
Well, like
you're right.
as a quarterback, as a GM, he has besides one, he's been
Involved in all
involved in it.
That's true.
And people forget the past too much. Yes, there is crap decisions. People make crap decisions. Vance Joseph, terrible decision. And I wish he would own up to it earlier. But he came and got Peyton Manning and brought in this killer defense
Made the
after losing 48.
Yeah.
He literally brought Denver back up on the podium.
In 2 years. On a whole different system, a whole different coaching staff, a whole different... Not a whole different team, but
And-
a lot of added members.
And I'm glad that they have parted ways for a bad decision. One bad decision, really, out of the time I've seen him as GM or just involved with anything. One bad decision. Now he has made, in my mind, a great decision in coaching.
Oh, yeah. Well,
He saw what he has done wrong. Now we'll do better.
I would agree. I think so, too. I think that
So
this is
all
going to be a
you
good...
Elway haters telling him he's, out for his head crap, shut up. Because that guy has done so much. Now, we did say that he was just like, he was talking about getting rid of Vaughn. Yes, then I'd be on the bandwagon of getting rid of John.
But we'll see how that pans out, too.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't think it will either.
I don't think that's happening, and I'm getting kind of off on other things, but I've been loving the chemistry between Philip Lindsay and all the players with Von Miller.
Yeah.
They are loving it. Like, Philip Lindsay had an interview with Terrell Davis. Von Miller came
Oh,
on
yeah.
the
Yeah.
interview. So I love the chemistry, and they're actually, are all friends now. Keep that.
It's huge.
That's a big thing.
That's teamwork. Really,
That's
that
that
goes right in line with teamwork.
That's heart and soul right there, man. And, you need that on a team. They want to be there.
Yeah.
You don't get rid of that. I don't care if the paycheck is huge. I don't care if you get a freaking handful of draft picks. I don't care.
Keeping with Elway, since we're on the topic, a lot of news coming out about Elway's high interest in Drew Lock for the draft. Any thoughts on that? Quarterback taken in the first round at
It's
number...
not much of a thought because I don't know too much about him.
Yeah.
For
from
one,
Missouri.
I'm not. I did see the headlines, but I mean, I'm not big into much college football. I know a lot kind of bigger schools.
Right.
So, and I know who's coming out of there and stuff like that. It's hard for me to see Mizzou. I don't watch them.
Right. Well, I mean, I can tell you that Locke definitely is in the top 4, maybe top 3 in the quarterbacks in a very slim draft class of quarterbacks. That being Kyler Murray and the kid from Ohio State. Can't think of his name. But those guys are the top candidates.
Okay, Kyle Murray, I want him out of even the question.
Yeah.
For the one thing is he is up and down on the fact that
He may or may not play.
He may or may not play. He's talking about now going to the draft. But, dude, you were just saying you're not going there and you're going to go play baseball. You're flippy-floppy right now. I don't trust that.
That's why most draft projections have him going late round instead of early round. But, yeah, they're saying John Elway has a chubby on for Drew Lock, apparently. He's really high on him, but we'll see how that pans out. I still think we need to go cornerback, address that position. I think we need to address O-line heavily. I think we can stick with Case Keenum and then draft next year in a heavy quarterback class.
Well, and that's hard to do. If you're going to stick with Case Keenum now, this is his last year of the contract. So if you're going to go and draft a QB for next year, is he starting right away? Are we not?
You would
gonna
assume
let him?
he'd have to.
Are we not gonna let him kind of develop a little bit?
See,
and
that's
take the reins.
And I agree with you.
I would say, and you could probably do this, is if go through Kingdom again, then give him another 1-year contract.
That's possible.
And
depending on how he plays, of course.
Depending on how he plays, that's the whole key here. If he plays, I mean, like if Vic Fangio has this great setup and he plays like he did for the Vikings, give him another contract.
Yeah, he's still young enough. I think a big issue with drafting Drew Lock is, if he doesn't pan out, you're investing an immediate 3 to 4 years in the guy, and if he doesn't work out, that's a huge wasted opportunity on a first round pick that we could have had. 2, that's the rest of Vaughn's tenure with us. Like after 4 years, if you don't have a quarterback that's going to contribute, I mean, Vaughn's time with us is up at that point.
But I'm not going to debate on a quarterback, a veteran, like well-known Hall of Fame quarterback has a chubby for this other quarterback.
Yeah, but he also drafted Paxton Lynch.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just like he's done some wrong. And yes, there was some duds out there, but I mean, he's going to have to try again,
Yeah. I mean, eventually we are going to have to take a quarterback.
So, if he's really scouting and looking at this one, and he is for sure, I'll take his back. It's just, I do agree, dude, the first thing we need to figure out is cornerbacks. Not quarterbacks.
That's a big thing.
Roby sucks.
Roby can go, and we need to fill his slot with a rookie guy that's a top talent. Also, wouldn't mind taking a veteran cornerback as well to just fill in that slot and get all up.
Yeah.
Also, boost up that O-line. I'm stoked about Mike Munchak. I think we're gonna hopefully Garrett Bowles will get into the place that he needs to be and has needed to be. Hopefully they can work with him enough to get him.
Good, okay? Yeah, I'm alright. Okay, man. It's alright. You did 3 holds. That's alright.
Like the last game.
Vance. I know, idiot.
Dude, I'd be screaming at him.
Oh, I would have grabbed him by.
What are you doing?
Yeah, wipe that eye black off and block a guy.
Yeah.
That heavy eye black.
Yeah, I know. What's not saying with all that shit on your face?
Oh God, what else? Is there anything else you want to add as far as draft stuff now, or do you want to wait till?
No, I don't have enough for me to talk about the draft to present. So, Super Bowl this weekend.
Let's save that for last.
I
I got 2 more things I want to bring up. One is the Pro Bowl, and that's a brief one. Broncos showed up at the Pro Bowl. Chris Harris had a pick. Vaughn had a sack. Philip Lindsay was freaking hilarious.
Philip Lindsay, #1 fan in the fans.
You saw that. So
Did
just
you
wanted
see
to
him hanging out with Saquon Barkley too.
Yeah.
And then the Hollywood Tower Terror.
That was cool. I just thought it was cool that the Broncos really showed up, and one of my favorite things is DeMarcus Ware being there wearing a Broncos hat. Forget that star. It's all about that horse.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I wanted to mention.
That cowboy. It's all about his horse.
Next big thing I want to say, Hall of Fame. We will know the inductees for this year's Hall of Fame in 2 days. On the night before the Super Bowl, on Saturday, they will be inducting the next class of Hall of Famers, and there are 4 ex-Broncos eligible. John Lynch, Champ Bailey, Steve Atwater, and Pat
Steve
Bowlen.
Atwater's now eligible? I thought he has been eligible.
Well, no. They're all finalists, is what I meant.
Dude, there should be all of them on
I agree.
there.
All 4 of those guys are finalists, and
Champ Bailey for sure.
See,
and Steve Atwater.
Steve Atwater needs to be in there. Now, I'm sure everyone's seen this by now, but I thought this was great. Ed Reed, did you see this? Ed Reed came out and said, if Steve Atwater does not get in the Hall of Fame, and I do, I will gladly give him my spot. He said Steve
I didn't
Atwater.
see that.
He said Steve Atwater needs to be in the Hall of Fame, and if I get selected and he doesn't, I would humbly give him my spot. This is Steve Atwater's 8th time as a finalist.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, like, going to the stadium, too, is you can pick out, probably, if I was going to pick out top 5 jerseys I see at Denver Broncos stadium, would be Peyton Manning, John Elway, Von Miller, Champ Bailey, Steve Atwater. Freaking
You do see a lot of Atwaters, and they're always the old school.
old school Atwaters. Yep. There's all over the place Atwaters. And I'm like, I cannot believe, this is 8th time.
And he's always, he's always doing the local broadcasts and stuff like that. He's always around. He's still involved with the team heavily. Yeah, the guy needs to get in there. He basically helped. He had one of the greatest performances in a Super Bowl by a safety ever. One of the best safeties of all time. In not even my opinion. That's fact. Atwater needs to be in. So I personally, at this point, I would be okay with Champ not getting in this year, maybe waiting a year to let Steve Atwater get in. Pat Bowlen needs to get in too. Yeah. Like, it's time. Before I want him to get in before he croaks, man. Like, and he would be coming in as a contributor. I think he and one other guy. So he's only contesting with one other guy for that spot.
Who was the other one?
I don't remember. But it's as an NFL contributor / owner. He needs to be the one. I would love to see. Heck, what if we see Champ Bailey? I mean, John Lynch. I don't know. He deserves it too, but I think between him and Champ Bailey, it's got to be the 12-time Pro Bowler, more than any cornerback ever. 12 Pro Bowls.
It's too bad. I wish Champ was not in the middle of the era of back-to-back and the 2 Super Bowls that we've had now. Well, he was at the one, but that was a bad one. That was right at his ending of his career.
Well, it was his last game.
No, because he went to the Jets, didn't he?
I think I forgot about that. I like to forget about that. But only for, I don't even think he...
Maybe he didn't even play.
He might have played, the preseason or something.
But, no, he, gosh, what was I going to say? He was in kind of the dull years, but was the player. That guy deserved multiple Super Bowl rings.
I agree. But he definitely deserves a Hall of Fame ring.
Oh, yeah.
He will get it. Whether or not it's this year, we'll see. I still think Steve Atwater needs to get in, especially after waiting all this time. That's the biggest part of it. But Pat Bowlen also definitely needs to be in. So we'll see. We'll find out in 2 days who the finalists are. I'm praying we get. I want to see a couple Broncos get in there. We could sweep the Hall of Fame this year.
God.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contenders, aren't there?
Oh yeah. Well, it's down to the 15 finalists, and I think 8. It's either 7 or 8 will get in. So it's going to be tough because there's some big ones like Tony Gonzalez, Ed Reed, Ty Law is in it again, Torrey Holt.
See,
there's a lot of big ones in there.
I don't know. I mean, you're saying those ones, yeah, they're big, but dude, come on.
And don't get me wrong, Ty Law is a great cornerback, has probably a couple Super Bowls if I'm not mistaken, but he ain't no Champ Bailey. You put Champ Bailey on the Patriots,
dude,
he'd have. I mean, they would have been better even. And I'm not talking on Ty Law, but we're talking Champ Bailey here.
Dude, Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey's the guy.
Yes.
But yes, Super Bowl Sunday. This is Super Bowl Sunday weekend. I'm getting excited. That's why I wore my shirt. Having a party right here at this house. It's going to be a good time.
It's been 3 years.
I know, unfortunately. But I'm still riding that. I should have worn my ring.
Not one other AFC team has been to the Super Bowl since...
I know. It's been the Patriots.
Patriots the whole damn time.
And in between, too. They were there between us.
Yeah. We went twice, and then they went with the time in between.
In the last 6 years, it's been Patriots or Broncos. Brady or Manning.
So, but that's for them to us.
Yep.
And then before, who was in it the year before? Was the Ravens 49ers, wasn't it?
Yeah, before us. Or before, in 47.
Yes.
Crazy.
Golly.
In 16 years, only 4 quarterbacks have represented the AFC, being Brady, Roethlisberger, Manning, and the one-time only Joe Flacco. In 16 years. That's insane.
That is insane.
It's stupid, Leon. It's stupid is what it is. It just shows to the lack of competition in the AFC. I'm glad we're in that conversation. But
well, I don't know how much of a lack, but how much of a powerhouse.
Just a few teams are, though. Like, the power doesn't shift. The power stays where it's at.
Having 4 powerhouses in one division or one conference is pretty good.
It is, but it's not to say that those teams win it all the time either. They just get there.
Yeah, but if you
think about it.
If you want to count it in, like
Manning went 4 times. Only he's 50-50 in Super Bowls. Brady, he's 5-3. So if he loses, he'll be 5-4. If hopefully, Roethlisberger's 1-1, or has he been? He's been to.
He went to
3.
Seattle.
He's been to 3. He's 2-1.
He went to Seattle.
They beat Seattle. They beat Arizona, and they lost to Green Bay.
Beat Arizona. That's the one.
So he's 2-1, and then Flacco's 1-0. Flacco's undefeated in Super Bowls.
So that if you just counted it, the AFC usually wins.
They do,
They have a better record.
but still, it's not like overwhelming.
No, it's not overwhelming, but it shows you that there was not as much now, but I mean 4 powerhouses, 4 powerhouse quarterbacks per se,
Basic.
or 3, that are in the AFC. NFC that flip flops so much.
True, and what's crazy about this too, to think about, is the biggest powerhouse quarterbacks in the NFC are
Aaron
Rodgers and Breeze, and you could maybe say Ryan if you wanted to.
You could say Russell Wilson too.
Yeah, you're right. I would put him over Ryan even, but mostly it's Breeze and Rodgers, and they've been to a combined 3. Period. Not just in the 16 years, but in their careers. And then, if you add Russell Wilson, that's just only 2 more.
I don't know maybe NFC swaps so much more.
I think, you know what I think a big difference is? I think defense is a huge difference in that, because you notice Brady typically has a pretty good defense, and obviously Belichick's he's not the defensive coach, but he is a defensive coach. So they've always had good defenses. We had a good defense when we won. We had a decent defense when we went the other time too. The only exception I will say is probably the Colts. The Colts had terrible defenses. The Ravens had a great defense the year they went. In fact, that's the reason they went and won. And then the Steelers always have a great defense too. So that's a huge part of it too. Now, if you look at the NFC side, defense, I'm not going to say defense doesn't play a role, but look at the year the Falcons went. Their defense was okay. It wasn't spectacular. The Panthers had a good defense when they went. The Eagles the first time didn't. The Rams really didn't.
The Rams do now.
The Titans didn't. Well,
Rams
that was
do.
never mind. That was back when.
Titans are.
I know. I'm trying to correct. And that was back when the Rams were still. That was before all this anyway. The Eagles had a good defense last year.
All right, let's cut this.
Okay, so
Super Bowl.
Actually, one thing I want to say is, thank God for Tom Brady and the Patriots taking out the Chiefs.
Damn Chiefs. It's really the only time we
Are gonna
root for the Patriots because, the Chiefs.
I would rather see the Patriots win this game than watch the Chiefs even get to a Super Bowl. If they would have got to the Super Bowl, I would have been disappointed.
Oh, dude, I'd be rooting so hard for the Rams like they're my favorite team in the world.
I'm gonna be rooting for
the
the Rams.
I'm gonna be rooting for the Rams, but I'm not gonna be like kill the drama, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, and it made it kind of bittersweet for me to go for the Rams almost because I really wanted to see the Saints go, and I would have been okay with the Rams beating the Saints if it wasn't the way it happened.
Yeah.
If they didn't win the way they did, I would have been a little less irked about it. Unfortunately, they're going up against the Patriots, so that's got to be my horse. And, of course, I'm going to be rooting for C.J. Anderson, Aqib Talib, and Wade Phillips because they were big cornerstone pieces of our Super Bowl.
They are Super Bowl 50 right there.
Yep.
Rams have a lot of Super Bowl 50 right there.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good talent to have. Biggest thing, though, I want C.J. Anderson to go because that boy, I've always loved him, and he deserves this shot for having basically gotten to do nothing this year and then got the second chance to play in L.A. and showed his stuff. He's done a very good job. I want to see him get another ring.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and make our picks. So this is it. Super Bowl picks from 406 Broncos.
Where did I write this down at?
We don't really have to. It was one game.
That was a joke.
Oh. Rams or Patriots?
Okay. Rooting for the Rams. I am. But there is a lot of holes in there that they have multiple teams have broken. So I can see a postseason Tom Brady and the Patriots beat them kind of easily. I really can. Like I can see that. I'm going to be rooting all the way for the Rams. I'm going to say them, but there's a little part of me saying the Patriots are going to probably take this.
So is that your pick, the Patriots?
I don't know. I'm going for the Rams.
Okay. I think this game is going to come down to the coaching. I think whoever makes the better adjustments at halftime and then in-game adjustments is going to win this game.
Are you serious?
What?
You're going to bring it down to coaching?
I do. Yes.
A young Sean McVay.
Who makes great adjustments.
Okay, to Belichick, who has 5
No, wait.
rings.
I haven't made my pick yet. I'm saying that's what's going to be the key in this game. If somehow McVay can make the right calls at the right times, he can get the edge. Now, obviously, we know Belichick is great at adjustments and great at scheming and game planning. I think that's going to be the big X factor of this game. Defense. This is going to be an offensive game. Defense is not going to be the end factor in this game. As much as it could be. Turnovers will be a big difference. Whoever gets the turnovers obviously is going to get a big edge in this game. And here's my pick. My heart is with the Rams, but my brain is with the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it. I kind of wish I said it like that because it's kind of how I'm feeling. There's a little part of me saying
based on
Patriots.
what I've seen the Patriots do in the last few weeks, and especially what they did to Kansas City, with as hot as Kansas City is in Kansas City, good luck, Rams, because this Patriots team is burning. And they got a lot of talent.
Every year, we're saying like, oh, the Patriots aren't as good as they were last year, and then they just prove us wrong every damn year.
And like I said, I will be rooting for the Rams. That's the horse, but I'm picking the Patriots. And I'm going to pick them by 7 points.
I think it might be a nail biter. I think it might be in the past the Patriots ordeal. I think I might have to kind of switch it up. I think it might end off in a field goal.
Okay. I'm taking 7 points. You're taking 3?
I'm taking 3.
Okay. That'd be a great game.
3 points. That's why I say I'm changing this up. 3 points, Patriots win. I want to go for the Rams, but like you said, and a little piece of me is just Patriots got it.
I think so too.
Patriots have it, but
all we can hope for is a good game, and to enjoy it and have fun and eat lots of good food.
Yes,
because that's what we'll be doing.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for watching our final episodic show here, and the rest of these will be cut down into shorter bits, and you will enjoy them a lot more frequently.
Yes,
and hopefully you'll watch them.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not talking with 0 views.
Yeah. But thank you all. Have a great Super Bowl. And go Broncos.